Hey, it's Jerry Lentz doing another Books That Kill. I wasn't sure if anyone even was liking the show or not, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I've been getting lots of messages in YouTube or YouTube channel messages, but no one's really commenting very much on the episodes or the shows. So anyway, I don't know if this light does this light even I need to get a lighting rig. This never looks right to me. Anyway. So, also, I've been getting some really great comments, great messages, but no one's really commenting on the videos. But I wanted to go ahead and get back and start doing more of these. And I apologize today. I'm feeling crappy. I have allergies, and I got like sores and stuff. It's like I'm breaking out, and I guess it's allergies or stress because I'm working on a couple of movies and trying to get that done. But anyway. Now, I know that there's already been a couple of movie books I've talked about, but that, film and cinema and television and radio and that kind of stuff, that's what I'm really, it's really what I like. So I wanted to talk about this book. I really like this. Talk's cheap, action is expensive. It's about the films of Robert L. Lippert, and I've made friends with his grandson, and it's been fantastic. He's the coolest guy. Coolest guy in the world. He's like one of my dearest, best friends now. And this book is great. Now, the funny thing happened was I always liked his films. I always liked, he made so many. He made something like 200 movies or something. They did like The Fly. He actually did production and distribution, brought some of the Hammer films to theaters in America. And, they always talk about how Roger Corman really got a lot of directors started. But, really, Lippert really, he had like Sam Fuller, his first start. And I just watched Still Helmet the other night. I've seen that movie like a dozen times or more. And I still love that movie. And that was one of his films. Also, I had been to the theater in Alameda that used to be a Lippert theater. He owns something like 250 theaters across the country. And then when I was living in Fresno, I found... Now, the thing is, I can't remember now if it was the Starlight Theater in Fresno or what. I mean, maybe... I was thinking that was the name of it, but I may be getting it confused. But and he had a lot of drive-in theaters. He was like an innovator, of sort of the independent movement. I mean, he did work in Hollywood. He started on the East Coast, then he went to San Francisco. I guess he was born in San Francisco. I don't know. But anyway, it's all in this book. And this book is great. It's got some great stories. And Mark McGee, he's really great. He's written some really cool stuff. And there's a lot of stories in this, a lot of great, some behind the scenes stories. And the thing is like he was an orphan, I believe. I think the story is he's an orphan, and he was left on the steps of a Catholic church, and then finally someone adopted him, and from that he was like either in his late teens or early 20s when he was working in theaters. This is during the Depression, but he had a really great ability to sort of market the films and market the theaters. I guess he was like general manager, and then worked up, then he was like doing like 3 theaters, and then he was like, I want to say he was like in his mid-20s when he bought his first theater, or opened his first theater, and that was like the start of everything, and then he opened all these other theaters after that, and then, he knew, like other theater owners, they needed content, so, they just started finding a way to find, it's not like, I guess they called them B pictures, but what it was to be like an A feature back in the day, and then you'd see like another feature before the main feature. You get like short subjects and some other content that now you go and it's a bunch of ads before the movie. But back in the day, you get like short subjects, cartoons. You get a newsreel. You get like March of Times, and then you get a feature, and then a main feature. I mean, you could spend all day at the theater for 10 cents. I kind of wish it was like that. I mean, I do really wish you know, it would be like that, where you could just go back to theaters and, you know, And he did like during the Depression, when even 10 cents or a nickel was too much for some people, he found a way that you could get like a meal at a theater, or like a meal giveaway. He was really good about promoting movies and stuff. But you got to check this book out. It's really great. I recommend it. This is probably maybe going on my fourth time reading this book. Now, the Lipperts they're really an interesting family. You know, his wife and then his son's wife. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful people. You know, Beverly Hills lifestyle. I mean, just gorgeous. But the thing is, started with nothing. It's one of those. I'm always sort of obsessed with the Depression. My parents were born right at the beginning of the Depression, and a lot of my relatives, you know, went through the Depression. Those people are completely different than any other Americans, and you know, there's just nothing like what happened in the Depression. I know we're in a depression now, but it's not. It's you shouldn't even really call it a depression, because it was serious. You know, it was really rough back in those days. And the people that survived the Depression are really interesting people, because it's like, you know, it's like nothing. Nothing will get them down. They'll find a way to make things happen, and you know, Lipperts are certainly that way. So check this book out. It's talks cheap, actions expensive. You're gonna really dig it. You're gonna really dig it. Okay, there you go. And that is a Books That Kill. Don't forget to subscribe and leave nice comments too. Thanks.